Alright folks, it's Matthew, we're back. New case is open now. Want to thank these three, Joe, Paulo, Roberto, and Ali, for giving me reports to unlock this case. This is case 30. The Murder Games. Forts of Kyushu. Matthew, I'm so worried about Sanjay. We know he came here after he ran away from us in Tokyo, but what if we don't find him in time? It's pretty clear that Sanjay was brainwashed by Sombra, just like all the other orphans. And since we know that the Yakuza have the children in weapons training, I'm even more worried. Matthew, there's not a minute to... Ranger Matthew, you have to help me! Cheiko, we thought you were still in Tokyo. Did you follow us here? I found my brother, and he's dead. What? Your brother's dead? Cheiko, you need to take us to him. Victim's body. Hiroshi's backpack. It is him. God rest his soul. Cheiko, are you able to confirm this dead boy is your brother? Oh boy. I'll take that as a yes. Why don't you sit for a while, Cheiko? Ranger Matthew will examine the crime scene. When you're ready, we'll talk. Matthew, we've seen a lot, but you never get used to seeing dead children. Looks like this boy was shot with an arrow. My God, you're right. That's a Sombra armband on the victim. But why would Sombra brainwash children only to kill them? It doesn't make any sense. And what if the same thing happened to Sanjay? He's clearly mixed up in Sombra's schemes too, whatever they are. Tell me you found something, Matthew. A backpack with the victim's name? We should search it for clues. We're going to catch this killer, Matthew. Not only for Cheiko, but for Sanjay and any other kid in Sombra's clutches. And for Lars' sake, let's hope that... And for Lars and Angela's sake, let's hope that their triplets aren't involved. So I'm going to get some stars, so sit tight. Okay. Let's ask Cheiko. I got 6 stars. I hope you're feeling better, Cheiko, but we need to talk about your brother. Can you tell us how you found him? He was lying there in the weeds. I traveled through 4 countries to find him. How did you know your brother was here, Cheiko? I gave Sanjay a phone back in Tokyo. Sanjay called me. He said he found Hiroshi. I came as fast as I could. You've seen Sanjay? Where is he? We only spoke on the phone. Sanjay said he'd seen Hiroshi near this temple, but I never expected to find him dead. I don't want to be alone anymore, Ranger Matthew. I'm so scared. We're going to look after you, Cheiko. You'll be safe now. Matthew, I'll take Cheiko back to the station, then join you here to have a look around the temple. First, let's examine Hiroshi's backpack. She probably should have done that first. Flyer. 10 of clubs. What did you find in our victim's backpack, Matthew? A faded flyer? You're right. That guy in the picture is Silvery, the K-pop star we met before. Hold on. He's wearing the same Sombra armband we found on the victim. You're right, Matthew. We suspected that Silvery's involved with Sombra for a while. Let's recover the writing on this flyer. Excuse me. The hunt has just begun. What does Silvery's flyer say? The hunt has just begun? Matthew, let me get this straight. Silvery's posing with a bow, wearing a Sombra armband, and promoting a hunt? Just when we find a dead boy nearby? You're right, we better chat with this songbird before he flies the coop. About his flyer? Silvery, last time we met, you were in Korea for a TV show. What brings you to Kyushu? Oh, you're, Ranger Matthew, right? Sorry, I've been busy with my new show. The hunt has just begun. The hunt has just begun? That's an awfully bloodthirsty title for a K-pop show, isn't it? Not to mention suspicious, seeing as how we found your flyer in a dead boy's backpack. He was shot with an arrow. A dead child? How perverse. But then again, that has nothing to do with me. What about that Sombra armband you're wearing? In Korea, you told us you didn't know who they were. Not this again. I told you I'm an artist. I don't need to know about my sponsors. Anyway, lovely to talk to you, Ranger Matthew, but the hunt won't wait. We already know Sombra is using your songs to brainwash children, Silvery. If you're involved in Hiroshi's death too, you'll be modeling a new pair of bracelets soon. Yes, he will. Oh, thank goodness. Let's see here. Wooden puzzle. There we are. Prayer beads is what I was looking for. Shaco said Hiroshi was seen around this temple. Have you found any clues, Matthew? I'm not sure that wooden puzzle's much to go on, but let's see what you can reveal with the brush. That pincushion is weird. With those pins and the children, it looks like a voodoo doll. Whoever owned this clearly wasn't fond of children. You're right, Matthew. We better collect some of those loose hairs on the pincushion. I need to get some stars. I need to get some more stars, so sit tight. Okay, I got myself up to 11 stars. Let's examine the pincushion now. Hair. Let's put those hairs on the pincushion under the microscope, Matthew. Let's... Obasan's hair. God, I hate it when it does this. Matthew, did you get any DNA matches from that hair you collected from the pincushion? The hair was Obasan's. That old lady we keep bumping into ever since we first met her in Sichuan? That's odd, because Obasan's always talking about her beautiful grandchildren. Why would she do something so macabre as sticking pins into pincushion children? I agree, Matthew. It's best to ask Obasan about this. Let's go. About her pincushion? Obasan, what a surprise to see you again. You sure do get around. I volunteer here at the Shinto temple, looking after runaways and orphans. I've been traveling with my own grandchildren, but my orphans need me too. For someone who loves kids so much, it's a weird habit to stick pins in children even if they're made of fabric. Oh, I just use that old thing when I'm feeling stressed. How funny you are. There's no reason for laughter, Obasan. A child, Tsukada Hiroshi, was found dead with an arrow in his back. Hiroshi's dead? That's awful. It's your fault, Ranger Matthew. Everywhere you go, you bring death, and now you've brought your dark shadow to this holy place. You're quick to lay the blame on others, Obasan. But you know what? Let us know before you plan a vacation abroad again. How dare she blame it on me? Okay, wooden puzzle. The weak die. What does the writing on that wooden puzzle say, Matthew? The weak die? Where have we heard that phrase before? You're right. We don't have time to figure it out. We should get this puzzle to Marina. She'll have some insight. Why else? It's that girl from case 26. 3 hours. I'll have all the stars collected until then, so for now, this is Matthew. See you then. Alright folks, we're back. Let's get the results of the victim's body. Matthew, I can't believe Chico's brother is dead. I'm just glad the girls didn't see this. The cause of death is cardiac arrest caused by a puncture wound. Hiroshi was shot through the heart with an arrow. Maybe we should get Chono to have a look at this arrow. I already did, and that's not an arrow. It's a bolt from a crossbow. A bolt is shorter than an arrow and loses accuracy over long distances. From the trajectory, my guess is the killer was 50 meters away. That sounds like a difficult shot. Indeed, killing someone with a crossbow is not about size or strength, Matthew. It's about skill. Well, the killer may have a talent for crossbow shooting, but Matthew has a talent for arresting killers.
State's $13.7 billion budget for next year. The funding will provide for affordable housing development and the Department of Homeland.
Marina, what can you tell us about the puzzle Matthew found in the temple? The weak die. I feel like we've heard those words before. The phrase was familiar to me too, so I checked our case files. Matthew, it was May, the brainwashed girl in Yunnan, who said those words after she killed her friend. And Matthew's right. We've heard Sanjay talking about not wanting to be weak too. Exactly. Matthew, this phrase is clearly linked to the brainwashing the children endure. Does that mean whoever killed Hiroshi did it because they thought the victim was weak? Exactly. But the phrase on the puzzle is more than a brainwashing mantra. It also shows that the killer regards murder as just another game against weaker opponents. Matthew, the killer will make it clear to you that they're confident in their victory. This puzzle isn't just their hobby, it's their signature. Well, the killer might be good at solving puzzles, but Matthew is the mastermind of solving murders.
My goal during this process was to find the middle road, a compromise between the two sides on this issue. By
Matthew, we came to Kyushu to find Sanjay after he ran away from us in Tokyo. But instead we found Cheiko's long-lost brother Hiroshi murdered. Cheiko's still in shock. We're keeping her at the station, but she won't be safe until we catch her brother's killer. And we got no help from that prancing glitterpuss Silvery. He claims to only be here on tour, but we know he's involved in Sombra's brainwashing scheme. Wait, it's my phone. Carmen speaking. Who's this? Ranger Matthew, you have to help me. The other kids are hunting me. Sanjay, where are you? Oh boy. Alright, we gotta unlock this. We gotta save Sanjay in Chapter 2. Alright folks, we're back. Let's start Chapter 2 of the Murder Games. Matthew, we came to Kyushu to find Sanjay after he ran away from us in Tokyo. But instead we found Cheiko's long-lost brother Hiroshi murdered. Cheiko's still in shock. We're keeping her at the station, but she won't be safe until we catch her brother's killer. Wait, it's my phone. Carmen speaking. Who's this? Ranger Matthew, you have to help me. The other kids are hunting me. Sanjay, where are you? I'm hiding in an abandoned classroom. Come quick. Matthew, did you hear that? Sanjay is in trouble. We'll get Elliot to trace the call and find that abandoned classroom before it's too late.
Which will also be out for tonight. Breezy conditions as we head over to the windward side and give you an idea of your weather for tonight and tomorrow. Those trades at 10 to 25 miles an hour. Those passing showers with us overnight and to start off our Wednesday. Then partly cloudy skies for leeward areas. Mostly cloudy skies. Back to you.
Thanks, Paul. Taxpayers could be shelling out $1 million as part of a city settlement. The Honolulu Star-Advertiser reported today that a 2-year-old boy sustained permanent injuries after falling off a retaining wall at Kaimuki Community Park back in 2008. The paper says he was attempting an Easter egg hunt when he became separated from his family and either stumbled or was pushed off the wall. The Honolulu City Council
painted doll.
to approve a $1 million payment for
Comic book mouse.
A missing Big Island extended family witness told Kentucky public safety officials say Michael Joyce failed to check in at the Hawaii Community Correctional Center on April 6th. He was serving time.
That's a fifth already.
He now also faces an escape charge.
Judd Trail in Nuuanu remains closed after a tree fell on a hiker yesterday. A certified private arborist inspected the large ficus tree today.
Sanjay, there you are. Are you okay? They're hunting me. Help me, Ranger Matthew. It's okay, Sanjay. We're here. Tell us who's hunting you. Everyone. Sombra got all us kids together and told us to kill each other until only one is left. Sombra told you to kill one another? I don't understand. Why would Sombra want children to kill one another? The weak die, Ranger Matthew, and Sombra won't suffer the weak. The weak die? We've already found a dead boy. Was Hiroshi involved in this hunt, Sanjay? Hiroshi's dead? Oh no, I have to hide. You don't have to hide, Sanjay. You're safe now, and we need your help to understand what's going on. We'll talk to you in a moment, alright? If Sombra's forcing children to kill one another, Hiroshi's murder might just be the tip of the iceberg. We need answers fast, Matthew. Do you think you can open that crate? Is that painted thing a doll? It looks like something's written on it. Let's see what we can reveal. We must find a lead on Hiroshi's killer, Matthew, before more children get hurt.
Siu Samisi says the program saved a lot of money the first year. Her daughter Shaira Sele Sele is a student at Lina Puni.
And I'm going to get some more stars, so sit tight.
Avoid a popular bridge.
Alright folks, I got myself up to 19 stars. Let's ask Sanjay what's going on.
15 tons near the Hawanga Street Bridge.
Ranger Matthew, I'm so scared. It's okay, Sanjay. Ranger Matthew and I will keep you safe. But tell us how you got mixed up in this. We told you Sombra was dangerous. At first it was fun. Me and the other kids just watched lame K-pop videos. It didn't seem dangerous, Ranger Matthew. They just taught us to be strong. The next thing I know, they're giving us weapons and armbands and telling us to kill one another. Only one kid can survive. You must have been terrified, Sanjay. But what about Hiroshi? Was he part of this hunt too? Hiroshi was one of us, but I don't know what happened to him. As soon as the hunt started, I ran away and hid in the classroom. You're safe now, Sanjay. We'll take you to the station. Cheiko is already there. You have Cheiko with you? Yes, she helped us find... I've got to get out of here. Wait, Sanjay, come back. Where did he go, Matthew? How are we supposed to help him now?
Emotional speeches about Airbnb and its hosts accountable for following state and city laws. KTV's Catherine Cruz has more on today's hot button issue.
Luxury camping in Waimanalo turns ugly in some eyes when it pits local residents against visitors, competing for limited permits. Things only escalated when Airbnb began advertising those campsites in areas
All right,
where camping isn't
let's see.
allowed. And others point to Camilo Rich farm lots, nicknamed the Wild Wild West, because of unchecked zoning
CDR,
violations.
KME, yep.
With vacation with no consequences.
That crate you opened was full of weapons? You think these weapons might have been for the kids? That's horrible. Matthew, let's get Elliot to track this crate. We must find out who's giving weapons to children.
But an 11th hour floor amendment to force online brokers to hold their hosts to standards provokes some impassioned pleas.
Airbnb's standard practices let us list
6 hours. Get the results at home tonight?
That was fine when it was two guys operating air mattresses out of their apartment in San Francisco many years ago. They are
Aha! It's all in Japanese though.
Our quiet residential
You found Japanese writing on that painted doll, Matthew? Alright, let's get Japan to decipher it.
literally rented to tourists for $39 to $69 a day. For what? So that Airbnb can collect, what, $3 to $6 in taxes? Is that worth it?
12 hours. And I'll see you guys for when that happens. So for now, this is Matthew. See you then. Alright folks, we're back. Let's get the results of the weapons crate from Elliot. Elliot, what can you tell us about that crate of weapons Matthew found in the old classroom? The delivery number on the crate doesn't match the Port Authority's records. Not surprising given the contents. Come on, Elliot. Children's lives are at stake. Give us something. I checked the CCTV footage at the docks and ran the plates of the delivery trucks. Guess whose name popped up? Ronin Ozawa. Ronin? That Yakuza from Tokyo? We already know he's working with Sombra. Ronin and his cronies are training up children to be little gangsters. Now he's involved in giving them weapons too. Alright, let's book this dirtbag. You're a hard man to find, Ronin, but no one hides from Ranger Matthew. No one hides from Ranger Matthew forever. I wasn't hiding. I'm here in Kyushu hunting deer with my crossbow. Cut the crap, Ronin. We know you're trafficking weapons, and we know Sombra's forcing kids to hunt one another. Why don't you fill us in on the details? I'm a businessman, Ranger Matthew. Sombra wants weapons. They get them. Your mother must be proud. What do you know about the murder of a teenager called Tsukada Hiroshi? I don't kill kids, detectives. They're more profitable alive. Suit yourself. Ranger Matthews placing you under arrest for distributing illegal firearms. Outside prison, I'm a man. Inside, I'm a king. You don't scare me, Ranger Matthew. Sorry guys, my tablet just stopped filming. DuPont, what did you get from that thing Matthew found in the abandoned classroom? It's a Daruma doll, a fascinating Japanese tradition. It dates back to... DuPont, before you launch into this, please understand kids are in danger. Give us the short version. May Ben Sewer, Matthew. Daruma dolls are used to set out and achieve a goal. Initially, the doll's eyes are blank. When you set a goal, you paint one eye, and when you achieve the goal, you paint the other. It's a fascinating mix of psychology and superstition. And what did the person who wrote on this doll wish to achieve? The person wished to, and achieved, the murder of Tsukada Hiroshi. That's the meaning of the writing Matthew recovered. Loosely translated, the text reads, I have killed the weakling, Hiroshi. So the only person who could have written on that Daruma doll is the killer. Quite so, our killer has left a cryptic clue, but I can surmise from their writing that they speak Japanese. Good point, Matthew. We already know Obasan and Cheiko are Japanese. We can add this evidence to their profiles. If our murderer knows a lot about Japanese tradition, we should go back to the temple. They might have left another clue there. Torn photo. Throwing star. It's a sixth already. Matthew, it looks like someone tried to destroy that torn photo. I agree. Let's have a closer look. And is that a shuriken? That's a strange thing to find in a temple. You're right. Whoever owned it might have been involved in Sombra's child hunt. But what is that sparkly residue on the shuriken? Let's vacuum it up. Oh, let's do it right now. Aha! Matthew, why are these children's faces crossed out? It makes my blood run cold. You're right, it's an old school photo, and it must have been taken decades ago. But there's one girl whose face isn't crossed out. She could be the key to this mystery. Let's see if the database tells us what she looked like today. That's definitely Obasan. The young girl in that old class photo was Obasan? Does this mean it was Obasan who crossed out the other children's faces? But why? These kids must have been her classmates. I agree, for someone who volunteers with children, Obasan sure spends a lot of time defacing images of them. Alright, Matthew, we should definitely talk to Obasan about this. Obasan, if you like kids so much, why did you deface this photo of your old classmates? That photo brings back sad memories, Ranger Matthew. As the years passed and my classmates died one by one, I crossed out their faces. That's a grim way to document your friends' deaths. I suppose so. They were grim days before the war. We used to do military training with guns and crossbows. It's what you learn during the hard times, Ranger Matthew. The weak die. The weak die? That's a Sombra slogan. Is there anything you're not telling us about Hiroshi's death? I don't know what you're talking about. Just let me finish my puzzle in peace. Very well, Obasan. Ranger Matthew's going to solve this murder with or without your help. And And if you're guilty, you'll be completing your next puzzle in jail. She's in the running now. Moment, folks. Okay. Shiny powder. What was that stuff on the throwing star, Matthew? It looks shimmery. Strange, I agree. Let's get the sample to the lab. $12, okay. I'll get the results tonight. So for now, this is Matthew. See you then. Alright folks, we're back. And we're now going to get the results of the shiny powder from Lars. Matthew, I got good news and bad news. We could use some good news right now, Lars. The good news is the substance on the shuriken Matthew found in the temple is staged glitter. Glitter? Like the fashion accessory? Yes, there are some fascinating copolymers used in the construction of glitter. This one's been treated with titanium dioxide, which means it's from Korea. Did you say Korea? Let's see, who be running around with shurikens covered in Korean glitter? Exactly, Matthew, it must be Silvery. He can't pretend the shuriken is just a prop for his music video. The bad news, Matthew, is that the girls found the sample. Look, Matthew, we're fairies. Have you ever tried to clean up glitter, Matthew? It's like sparkly herpes. It'll be in my microscope for months. Matthew and I have a killer to catch, Lars. Your glitter problems can wait. Let's talk to Silvery about this glittery shuriken, Matthew. Lars, you stinking idiot. All because you had to read Om Padmasana's book. I can actually think of one other flake in the sports world, but I will not name names. Silvery, we know the shuriken is yours. What exactly were you doing with it? It's just a prop for my show, Ranger Matthew, like learning Japanese or practicing to shoot a crossbow. Stop lying! You're wearing a Sombra armband, and now it turns out you have a shuriken. Admit it, you're part of Sombra's hunt. It's just for a show. Some Sombra roadies told me to take those shuriken and go slay the kids or whatever. And I was like, that's what my dance moves are for. Please tell me you're not actually this stupid. Silvery, this hunt is real. Kids are dying. What do you mean kids are dying? I can't kill anyone. I'm a vegan. You're either a great actor or a total moron, Silvery. Either way, you'll remain in custody until Ranger Matthew solves this case. Matthew, we have a serious crisis. Sombra is making kids kill each other in some kind of hunt, but we have no idea why. Sorry, Matthew, it's just that with Hiroshi's killer still at large, other children could be in danger. Which makes me particularly worried for Sanjay. He called us for help, and then ran away from us again. What if... Matthew, do you want to play a game with us? Not now, June. We're busy. But Cheiko taught me how to use this crossbow. What? June, put that down. But it's easy, Matthew. See, April's got this apple on her head, and I'm going to shoot it off. I'm the target. Now I just pull the trigger and... Oh, my goodness. That better not have hit April. We'll find out what happened in Chapter 3. Alright folks, we're back. Let's start Chapter 3, The Murder Games. Matthew, we have a serious crisis. Sombra is making kids kill each other in some kind of hunt, but we have no idea why. Meanwhile, Hiroshi's killer is still on the loose and... Matthew, look, Cheiko taught us how to use this crossbow. What? June, put that down. But it's easy, Matthew. See, April has got this apple on her head and I'm going to shoot it off. I'm the target. Now I just pull the trigger and... Oh gosh. Not to worry, Matthew. I got this. No, you ruined my perfect shot, Jonah. June, if Jonah hadn't been here, you could have hurt your sister. We were just playing. Checo said it was alright. I can't believe what just happened, Matthew. What were the girls thinking? You're right, Matthew. June said this was Checo's idea. We need to have a word with that girl. Sorry guys, had to step away for something. Checo, whatever made you give the triplets a crossbow to play with? June nearly shot her sister. We were just playing, Ranger Matthew. I didn't realize that thing was so dangerous, and... You didn't realize a crossbow was dangerous in the hands of 6-year-olds? Of course she did! Matthew, this girl was trying to kill my children! Angela? Alright, I understand you're upset, but why don't we all calm down for a minute? I didn't want to hurt anyone, Ranger Matthew. But I see I'm not wanted here. What do you care if I get killed out there? I'm just an orphan. Nobody will miss me. Checo, wait! Before you ask, Carmen, I'm not going to apologize. She shouldn't have harmed my girls. But you didn't have to scare Checo away. She might have been irresponsible, but she's a child too, and she needed our protection. You're right, Matthew. Checo probably ran back to the temple garden, where her brother was killed. Let's find her. Locked phone. Machete. And the armband. Matthew, I can't see Checo anywhere, but I see you picked up a lost phone. I hope it's a lead. Let's crack the password. And that somber armband confirms our worst fears. What if another kid got hurt in the hunt? Let's collect a sample of that stain on the armband. And you found a machete too? Something seems to be etched on the blade. Hopefully it's not another dead child's name. Matthew, it's too late for Hiroshi. But it's not too late for Checo. Let's get this killer and stop this awful child hunt. Moment, folks. Gonna grab me some stars, so sit tight. Alright, I got myself 20 stars. Let's examine the armband. Matthew collected skin cells from the somber armband. Let's get them to Lars, pronto. 9 hours. Locked phone. Ronan, I have all the kids the hunt can start. Mountie, that phone you unlocked belongs to Ronan. Look at this text message he sent. It says, I have all the kids, the hunt can start. You're right, this means Ronan didn't just supply the weapons for the hunt, he supplied the children too. Matthew, we must get back to the station and make Ronan talk. His involvement. Ronan, you knew about the child hunt all along. Was it just another mission as Sombra's headhunter to find suitable children for their sick games? Ranger Matthew, I already told you, Sombra got what Sombra paid for. Weapons or children, it's all the same to me. Children are dying out there as we speak. Is that just business to you? I knew you were Yakuza, but I expected more integrity even from you. Integrity? I do what Sombra pays me for. Then I solve some puzzles to relax. It's all in a day's work. If it's all the same to you, why don't you help us? Tell us who killed Hiroshi. Tell us who's behind the hunt, and you might get a lighter sentence. That's ironic, Ranger Matthew. You question my integrity, but you want me to rat on my business partners? We have a word for that in Japanese. Uragimono. Uragirimono. It means traitor. And the courts have a word for people who commit murder. Guilty. Get comfy in your jail cell, Ronan. You'll be there for a long time. Could it be? Let's examine the machete now. Let's see if we're going to unlock the next crime scene here. Revenge for Kesavan. This has got to be... It's got to be Sanjay's sword. Matthew, the writing uncovered on the machete says... Revenge for Kesavan. Who's Kesavan? That's Sanjay's elephant. Ah, you're right. Kesavan was the name of Sanjay's elephant, the one that died back in Tibet. I always thought it odd that Sanjay never mentioned Kesavan again, after he died. But hang on, didn't Sanjay say he ran away as soon as the hunt started? He never said he had a weapon. Matthew, what if Sombra's brainwashing unleashed all the anger and injustice Sanjay suffered in his short life? Do you think it could actually hurt someone? You're right, Sanjay can't be far if his machete's here. Let's find him. And let's ask Sanjay. Sanjay, there you are. Ranger Matthew found your machete. You said you hid in the classroom when the hunt started. That was the truth, right? I mean, you couldn't hurt another child. Of course I could. I would kill anyone who comes near me. I'm done with hiding in the dark. I'm done being weak. Sanjay, you're not yourself. You've been manipulated. You've been brainwashed to say these things. No, I simply learned my lessons. I survived in India because I was smarter than the other street urchins. I was funnier. I sold better selfie sticks. I survived because I wasn't a weakling. This hunt is the same thing. I just have to be better than the other kids to win it. That's what Kesavan would have wanted too. Win it? Nobody wins this hunt, Sanjay. You're all in danger. I already won the puzzle competition. I can win the hunt too. Danger doesn't scare me. I cut off my own finger and didn't cry. That's enough, Sanjay. There's no way to tell where your own anger ends and where Sombra's brainwashing starts. But you're coming with us to the station until Ranger Matthew wraps up this case. Alright, I'll let the skin cells run its course. I'll get the results tomorrow. So for now, this is Matthew. See you then. Alright folks, we're back. Let's get the results of the skin cells now. Matthew, I can't believe June shot an arrow at April. I always thought Angela was overly worried, but I should have listened to her. And what I've learned from the skin cells you found on the somber armband makes me beat myself up even more. I should have seen this coming. You should have seen what coming, Lars? Tell us. Time isn't on our side. Matthew, the skin cells matched Cheiko's DNA. She was the one wearing this armband. What? Lars, are you telling us Cheiko was part of Sombra's hunt all along? But then what if she didn't stumble upon her brother's body by accident? What if Cheiko killed him, and then she ran to us for protection, pretending to be innocent? And if Cheiko had been brainwashed by Sombra, that would explain why she thought it was a good idea to give the girls a crossbow to play with. It sends shivers down my spine. And now it also makes sense that Sanjay ran away when we told him Cheiko was with us. You're right, Matthew. That girl has a lot of questions to answer. We've got to find her. About her somber armband? Cheiko, time to stop pretending you're a helpless child. We know you're taking part in Sombra's hunt. Tell us the truth. Did you kill your brother? I never lied to you, Ranger Matthew. All I wanted was to find Hiroshi and take him home. And the irony is that you helped me find him, Ranger Matthew. I first heard the name Sombra from you. I'm good with puzzles, but I wouldn't have cracked this without you. But each time you questioned me, I learned a bit more about Sombra and got a bit closer to Hiroshi. When I found out about the hunt, I tried to join them, but they said I was too old. Luckily, I've always been handy with the crossbow, and I stole an armband. I knew I could beat them. You thought you could outsmart Sombra? You should have come straight to us. Instead, you lied and even put the triplets' lives in danger. How do we know you didn't lie about Hiroshi's murder too? Ranger Matthew, you promised to protect me, but you didn't protect Hiroshi. The weak die, and the strong had to fight for their own survival. Cheiko, the fight is over for you. You're coming with us, and this time you're not under our protection. You're under arrest. Matthew, this case is going from bad to worse. Cheiko claims she infiltrated the hunt to save her brother, but what if she was Sombra all along? Sanjay said he wanted no part in the hunt, and at first he had the common sense to hide, but Kesavan's memory triggered some repressed anger in him. I dread to think that either of these children could have killed Hiroshi, but given the evidence, we can't rule it out. It's a small miracle that we haven't found more children fallen in the hunt. Matthew, we need a breakthrough before this hunt gets completely out of hand. You think we should go back to the classroom? Alright, we know it was Sanjay's hiding place. I bet it holds more secrets to discover. Let's go. School supplies. Broken pieces. Tape dispenser. And we got the first star. I have seen Ace's videos and I noticed that his energy has dropped considerably to 13,000. Mine is over 35,000. Not going to say Ace has been doing a bad job. I think he's doing a great job. Just kind of wondering how he's going to get back up to where he once was. We're running out of time, Matthew. Tell me you found something on our killer. These wooden pieces are strange. They look like someone smashed something up. And this brand new box of school supplies looks out of place in this dusty classroom. Do you think someone tried to hide something inside? Let's have a look. I'll do everything now. Crossbow. A crossbow, all smashed to bits, way out here? Matthew, I think you just found the murder weapon. We'll have to send the crossbow to Jonah to be sure, but we must be close to finding our killer now. And the school supplies? Dog tag. Hiroshi's dog tag. You found a dog tag hidden in that box? Clearly it didn't get here on its own. You're right, Matthew. This dog tag is Hiroshi's. The killer must have tried to hide it here. Let's send this dog tag to Lars on the double. Okay, 15 hours. And I'll see you guys when these two run their courses. So for now, this is Matthew. See you then. Alright folks, we're back. Let's get the results of the crossbow. Matthew, this crossbow is old, well maintained, and a perfect match for our murder weapon. We don't need a we-buy review, Jonah. We need the person who pulled the trigger. What can you tell us about the killer? Not much, I'm afraid. The ballistics of a weapon like this offer very little about the shooter. We have kids out there trying to kill one another, Jonah. You've got to give us more to go on. Don't worry, Matthew. That's what I'm here for. Ballistics might have failed us, but forensics has not. I've got a doozy for you, Matthew. Some blue fibers are caught in the crossbow's firing mechanism. If it was trapped in there, those blue fibers must have belonged to the killer. Our killer wears blue. We're getting close to cracking this case, Matthew. Thanks for your forensics report, Lars. I'll make sure to keep this crossbow away from your girls. And the dog tag. Please tell us you found something usable on the victim's dog tag, Lars. I'm sorry, Matthew, but I couldn't do much with it. The dog tag had been wiped clean. You're kidding. We've got a child killer out there and you can't offer us anything? I understand the stakes here. I'm a father too, remember? There was some residual DNA left on the dog tag, but not enough to do a comprehensive test. But there was something interesting. Some of the markers were male and others were female. But if Hiroshi was the male sample... You're right, Matthew. The female samples must have been the killers. Exactly. The DNA supports the conclusion that your killer is female. You've got to catch this killer, Matthew. This is it, Matthew. We have all the evidence. Now you need to arrest the killer. And that I will. It's Oba-san. Oba-san, I can't believe I'm saying this, but you're under arrest for the murder of Tsukada Hiroshi. I don't know what you're talking about, Ranger Matthew. We should have known when Ranger Matthew found that photo of your schoolmates. Did you kill them too? Is that why you crossed out their faces? I have never hurt anyone, let alone little Hiroshi. Please, Ranger Matthew, you must be mistaken. You pretended to be a grandmother to these children. Then you brainwashed them with Sombra's mantra, the weak die. How could you do this? They were orphans with nowhere to go. I looked after them. I gave them values to live by, to contribute, to be useful, the way I grew up before the war. These days, only the Yakuza know what honor and loyalty means. Ranger Matthew Sombra gives these children the best future they can hope for. Honor? Future? You killed them if you thought they weren't strong enough. That was why you wrote, I killed the weakling Hiroshi on your Daruma doll. Sombra has no place for weaklings. Hiroshi didn't want to be a part of Sombra's hunt. He was weak. And so you shot him? Hiroshi was just a child. Why is Sombra doing this, Obasan? Why is Sombra brainwashing these children? It can't be just to kill them. I won't tell you anything, Ranger Matthew. Sombra didn't leave me in charge of this operation for me to crack under pressure. You say Hiroshi was weak, but he stood up to you. One kid, lost and alone, and you shot him in the back? What does that make you? You think about that in prison. Obasan, you're charged with the murder of Sukata Hiroshi, kidnapping minors from all over Asia and brainwashing them. How do you plead? Your judgment is meaningless to me. I am Sombra. I plead for nothing. I'll admit, Obasan, you're a puzzle to this court. We have no birth record, no known address. We don't even know your real name. However, in light of your apparent seniority within Sombra, this court is willing to offer clemency in return for any information on Sombra's activities. The strong do not make deals. I refuse your offer. You leave me little choice. This court sentences you to life imprisonment. It will be wiser to torture me for information. Instead, you will feed and clothe me, allow me to grow older still. Even in victory, you are weak. Matthew, I still can't believe Obasan collected orphans from all over Asia, only to get them to kill one another. She brainwashed them to believe in Sombra's sick mantra about the weak dying and the strong surviving, and she's refusing to tell us why. You're right, Matthew, this battle doesn't end with Obasan's capture. There are still children out there, in danger. Let's check in with the chief. Taking a look at the other ones. Sanjay was clear from the start. Ronan Ozawa, not a female. Sakata Cheiko doesn't wear blue. Silvery, no puzzle. Everything else, the only thing he fits in is speaking Japanese. It was Obasan. I'll see you guys for Innocence Lost 6-6. Alright folks, we're back. Let's go to Innocence Lost 6-6. Ranger Matthew, you put Obasan behind bars, but the nightmare for the children isn't over yet. By arresting Obasan, you've gone a great way towards shutting down Sombra's child brainwashing operation. But there are still children out there in danger. Local police are trying to locate the children who are still hunting each other. We can only pray that Hiroshi's the only victim of Sombra's hunt. Matthew, I can offer some hope on that point. The children weren't exposed to the brainwashing for very long. If the police can rescue them, they won't suffer any lasting effects. The psychological trauma will take longer to overcome. I'm afraid Sanjay, Cheiko, and Silvery aren't ready to leave our protective custody yet. Is there anything Matthew can do for these children, Marina? Ranger Matthew, forgive me for interrupting. I know I played a part in what Sombra did to the kids, but I might know a way to make it right. Sombra wanted the children to forget their families and friends. That's why they preferred orphans. They were more receptive to the indoctrination. Obasan confiscated any keepsakes from the children, but they must be in the temple. Please, Ranger Matthew, let me help you find them. It's promising that you're offering to help, Silvery, but I'm worried about your mental state. What's your professional opinion, Marina? It's an excellent idea, Chief. Giving the children back their happy memories will help their recovery, and Silvery will benefit from making a helpful contribution. That's settled then, but there's another thing, Matthew. Ronan wants to talk to you. I suspect he wants to negotiate with us. Tread carefully. Ronan will play dirty, but there might be a way to get him to reveal information on Sombra. Matthew, I'll come with you. I've seen tougher mobsters than Ronan crack under pressure. We'll make him talk. Let's investigate the temple first. Plush elephant. Where the heck was that basket? Oh, that was not even a member or a clue here. Excuse me. Ranger Matthew, children used to like my music because it was cool, not because they were brainwashed. Do you think I could be an idol again? Hey, here's a song about that basket you picked up. My heart is broken, my head's a mess, but we found a basket. What a success. Alright, sorry, Ranger Matthew. I see you found a plush elephant, too. You want to recover that faded writing on the elephant in peace and quiet? No problem, Ranger Matthew. Well, first of all, I'm going to change to the Dalmatian. I have all the stars needed, so let's get this going. Kesavan and Sanjay forever. This is Sanjay's elephant. Ranger Matthew, that plush elephant has Kesavan and Sanjay forever written on it. Hey, I remember this kid Sanjay. He used to tell the other kids stories about India and his best friend, an elephant. Obasan wanted Sanjay to forget Kesavan, but nobody should forget their friends, right, Ranger Matthew? Ranger Matthew, I'm so ashamed that I helped Sombra. I get it now. They're not cool, but now you can make it right and give this elephant back to Sanjay. Does this mean that Sombra will finally go down? Ranger Matthew, you found my Kesavan plushie. Obasan said I was too old to sleep with plushies. She said it was a sign of weakness. I didn't want to be weak, so I let her take it away. You're not weak, Sanjay. You survived horrible things under Sombra, but you always remembered your friends. You think? So you won't throw me in jail, Ranger Matthew? Even though I cut off my pinky to pledge allegiance to the Yakuza? Throw you in jail? No, I don't think so, Sanjay. Chief Ripley will sign your release form in a minute. I'm sorry for all the trouble I've caused, Ranger Matthew. Here, take this money. Don't ask how I came by it, but I know you'll spend it wisely. Oh, well, thank you very much. Basket. A locket. Sukata, the Hiroshi brother and sister. Ranger Matthew, you found a locket in the basket. And look, there are pictures of Cheiko and Hiroshi inside. I bet Cheiko will be thrilled to get this locket back. Ranger Matthew, Hiroshi was my little brother. I was supposed to protect him, but I let Hiroshi down. You didn't let him down, Cheiko. Look, Ranger Matthews found this locket. Sombra tried to rob children of their memories, but Hiroshi never forgot you. Thank you, Ranger Matthew. This locket will remind me that my brother was brave. And it will also remind me that I might be an orphan, but I'm not alone. The Bureau protected me when I had nowhere to go. Take this gift, Ranger Matthew, as a token of my gratitude. And please, wherever you go, never stop fighting Sombra. Kabuki makeup. Alright. Matthew, I'm confident that the 3 kids in our care are now ready to be released. Who'd have thought Silvery would redeem himself by helping you undo the damage Obasan caused? He'll still need extensive therapy, but I can refer him to some excellent specialists. I'm more concerned about Cheiko and Sanjay. They're still kids. Without a family to go home to, what will become of them? Matthew, I hope you don't mind. I overheard your conversation and I have an idea. Remember the Spring Angels Foundation? The charity Lars and I started back in India to find adoptive parents for orphans? I'll personally make sure Sanjay and Cheiko are adopted by the best families. Good idea, Matthew. Why don't we ask the kids what they think? Cheiko, it's time you said goodbye to Ranger Matthew, but we can find an adoptive family for you. How do you feel about that? You mean I don't have to go back to Tokyo alone? I can live with a family again? Ranger Matthew, I don't know how to thank you. And you, Sanjay, would you like to be adopted by a nice family who... Adopted? Are you kidding me? I'm 13. I don't need adults to tell me what to do. Obasan and Ronan tried that, and we all know how that ended. But, Sanjay, adoption is different. Over my dead body, Ranger Matthew. Oh boy. Matthew, I overheard what happened. Sanjay's run away again. Sanjay's a stubborn kid, but I think I know how to bring him around. Let's find him. Let's talk to Sanjay about his adoption. Ranger Matthew, I refuse to be adopted. I've lived on my own since I was 8. Sanjay, you deserve better than going back to the streets. Who says I'm going back? I want to stay with the Bureau. I want to fight crime with you, Ranger Matthew. You're too young for that, Sanjay. First you have to go to school and... No. Ranger Matthew, please don't send me away. I don't want to live with strangers. Alright, Sanjay, I'll cut you a deal. What if I became your legal guardian? You wouldn't have to call me Mom, but you could live with me. You still have to go to school and live like normal kids, but you'd stay with me instead of strangers. How does that sound? I don't know, Ranger Matthew. Carmen's bossy, but Kesavan liked her. I guess I could get used to it. Alright, Carmen, it's a deal. Do I have to sign something, or do we just hug on it? Hug on it? Alright. Oh, nice. You're right, that's more our style. Well, that's settled then. It's a bit sudden and scary, Matthew. Couple cards here. It's a bit sudden and scary, Matthew. I sure didn't foresee raising a teenager when I signed up to work for the Bureau. But I feel like Sanjay and I understand each other. I think we'll be alright. Now let's see if we can put Sombra to bed here. Ranger Matthew, I'll cut to the chase. I'm here to bargain for my freedom. Not a chance, buddy. They'll put you away for years just for being Yakuza, and for trafficking children for Sombra, you're probably looking at life. What if I help you find the missing children? They're still trying to hunt each other down. What if I know a way to save them? You can save the kids? Better tell us how if you want to keep your teeth. All the children in the hunt were a tracking device, Ranger Matthew. All you need is a central command unit to call off the hunt and bring the children back to safety. This command unit is in the Temple Garden. I ask for nothing in exchange, Ranger Matthew. It's an olive branch I'm holding out to you. You just hold on to the prison bars, Ronan, while Ranger Matthew searches the Temple Garden. Uh-oh. I'm gonna have to pause this. Okay. I got it figured out now. Lock device. All right. Matthew, that gadget could be the device that tracks the children in the hunt. But you'll have to crack the password to be sure. Well done cracking the password on the communication device, Matthew. Let's get it to Elliot and see if we can use it to find the children. Okay, 6 hours. But you know what? I want to do this now. So I'm going to get analysis immediately. Matthew, remember that satellite I single-handedly wrestled away from Sombra? The one I named Bob? Elliot, we don't have time to celebrate your past triumphs. We must save the kids who are still out there, thinking they have to kill each other. That's what I'm talking about, Matthew. I established an uplink from the Sombra communication device to Bob. I then programmed Bob to broadcast a signal to all the children wearing a tracker. I recalled the hunt and directed the surviving children to the local police station. The police chief just called. They have at least 20 children with them. They're exhausted and some are injured, but they're alive. So the kids are safe? That's great news, Elliot. But what about Ronan, Matthew? He helped us save the children, but we can't let him off the hook. Matthew, the judge authorized the Bureau to offer a plea bargain to Ronan in exchange for information about Sombra. I'll come with you to talk to him. See if Ronan will offer intelligence. Ronan, you helped us save the children, but if you want the Bureau to make a case for your immunity, you'll have to offer more. Ranger Matthew, the Bureau has bigger fish to fry. It's Sombra you're really after. And why'd we trust you, Ronan? As Sombra's head hunter, you've been their ally all along. It's true that I was close to Sombra. That's why I can give you information nobody else can offer. Obasan will never betray Sombra, but I do business with the highest bidder. Here's what I know. In the abandoned classroom, there are records about Sombra's future plans. They're my bid for freedom, Ranger Matthew. Ranger Matthew will investigate the classroom straight away, but only the judge can offer you a deal, Ronan. Ranger Matthew, have something to eat before you head to the classroom. You'll need your strength, and take Jonah with you. Cat mug, broken DVD. Now this one I am going to let run its course. Matthew, Ronan said Sombra's future plans were hidden here. We better restore those broken pieces you found. Matthew, you've restored a DVD, and the writing on it says the next level. Whatever that means, I know what our next level is, sending this DVD to Elliot. This could get us back on Sombra's track. Six hours also. Okay, this one I am going to let run its course. So for now, this is Matthew. See you then. Alright folks, we're back. Let's get the results of the DVD from Elliot. Matthew, the good news is that Ronan didn't lie. This DVD you found in the classroom is communication from Sombra. The bad news is, well, take a look at the recording. Congratulations! If you're watching this, it means you've survived Sombra's hunt. Now it's time to join us and progress to the next level. We're waiting for you here. See you soon. Matthew, I don't understand. What's this next level the girl was talking about? Does this mean Obasan's hunt was just a step on the way to something else? That's what I thought. So I ran a bunch of tests on the video to see what I could find. Unfortunately, I couldn't identify the girl, but I found something else. A digital marker in the encryption identifying Bangkok, Thailand as the video's location. So we don't know what Sombra's next step is, but we know it takes place in Bangkok? You're right, Matthew, we'd better notify Chief Ripley. Matthew, there's been new developments, so here's a quick update. First, by dismantling Obasan's child trafficking network, you've dealt a pretty amazing blow to Sombra. Congratulations. Matthew, I also want to thank you for what you've done for all the kids, including my girls. Angela and I decided it was best for them to go home to their grandparents. And if you'll miss the triplets, Matthew, you can always count on Sanjay to wreak havoc in the office. He'll be living with me from now on, as I started the process to adopt him. I'm going to help you catch criminals, Ranger Matthew. In other news, you might want to know what will happen to Ronan. The judge suspended his sentence for his help saving the children and for supplying information on Sombra. What? Ronan will walk free despite all the evidence against him? Time will tell if we made the right decision, Jonah. Ronan might be useful to us one day, but for now we have other priorities. Matthew discovered that the brainwashed children are taken to Bangkok to participate in something called the Next Level. If we ever needed proof that Sombra's powers extend far beyond Obasan's operation, this is it. But I'm confident in your abilities, Matthew. You've beat them once, you'll beat them again. I know you're ready for, I hope you're ready for new challenges. See you in Bangkok. I'm just going to lock the case, see what that does in the regular mode. But it looks like we have a new district. Oceania. It'll be May 12th. That's 6 days from now. Okay, that's it. So for now, this is Matthew. See you again. Almost didn't really forget about the sticker packs, but wanted to see if it would be the food rewards on my tablet, but it's not, so unfortunately. So let's take a look at what I got. Personally, I like the burgers to be included with the sticker packs. That's just my opinion of it, but I really hope that they listen. Personally, I kind of hope that they do include the burgers and maybe possibly do something about how dissatisfied some people are with these sticker packs. Personally, I don't really mind them. It's just that I really think that they should at least include the burgers with them. At least the food rewards, anyway. But anyway, that's it. I'll see you guys for case 31 in the Oceania district.